Some good morning now. Welcome to another fantastic edition of Plus Sport. We are sorry for coming a little bit behind schedule of time, but that won't take away the beauty of today's program, and we'll be going straight to talk about interesting topic. But funny enough, we have two football topics and a topic on table tennis. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Joining me to be part of today's discussion is a former player, also a football administrator, talking about Ufomadu Daniel. It's good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shitu. It's nice coming here again.
Yeah, this is the second time on the show.
Yes.
And the last time you came to us before the World Cup, analyzing African chances at the World Cup, but now the World Cup is over. But there's something that's held on to the World Cup still now. That's the rivalry between Messi and Ronaldo. We know that the G.O.A.T, meaning GOAT, and stands for greatest of all time, started with Muhammad Ali some years ago when he declared himself as the greatest of all time in boxing. Since then, journalists, broadcasters, reporters have been using that economy to define the greatest of all time in football. And that was brought about our today's topic on Messi and Ronaldo. GOAT is not an official title. But what's your opinion on people asking about whether Ronaldo is the greatest of all time or Messi is the greatest of all time?
Yeah, obviously, like what you said, I've seen, Messi has been great because winning 6 World Footballer of the Year is a very big achievement. If you look at his, like other previous record, like Muhammad Ali, like what you said, Messi have been great. He has shown character, he has shown quality, he has shown everything, the great deserve, on this planet. So he's it's an extraordinary human being in terms of football, in terms of, he's just big in terms of sport generally around the world. So when you talk about GOAT, I think he's one of the best of all the players I've seen in this lifetime.
Yeah, but in comparison with Ronaldo, I mean, people are also saying it's Ronaldo. Some are saying it's Messi. What's your opinion about this debate?
Well, the debate, if you look at it, Ronaldo is also one of the greatest too. But if you look at the achievement so far now, currently during this World Cup, you've seen Messi scored 7 goals in this World Cup. And if you look at the World Cup history, he has scored 13 goals. That's Messi. So Ronaldo is the second best player in the world, for me, because he scored almost 12 goals. So he's following suit, because Messi has won titles, like 6 world record, winning 6 world best player, and then Ronaldo 5. Then coupled with this World Cup, Messi have won. So I think...
so are you saying your own opinion, since you seem to be like giving us your own opinion about the two players? Because we know that there's nothing like greatest of all time. But people think Messi is the greatest of all time. Somebody think Ronaldo is the greatest of all time. Should there be any one particular person that should be greatest of all time? Some are saying Pelé. Some are saying Maradona. Some are saying that it's this and it's that. With this World Cup that Messi has won, we also know Ronaldo has won the World Cup before. Maradona has won the World Cup before. Pelé has won the World Cup before. Olise said Pelé is the World Cup. What is the greatest of all time? Some think it's Maradona. Some think it's Messi. So your own opinion is on who? And why do you think there should be a debate? Why is there a debate since the football has started for a very long time? So why should one person has a title, which is not an official title? It is not a title given by FIFA. It's not a title given by Europeans, UEFA. It's not a title given by the Argentine Footballer Federation. It's not a title given by the Portuguese Federation. So why do you think there should be a debate?
The debate is because if you watch in the football world now, and for me personally, I look at the criteria, if you look at the way football is being played, like from Pelé, like Johan Cruyff, like so many great Maradona, all these great players, then if you look at it, you find out that Messi, consistently have done a lot of things in football. So for me personally, I think if we talk about the great, we have Pele, we know, but Messi is exceptional. For him to win 6 world
Is
best
it
player.
exceptional based on your own likeness or exceptional based on... Because for everything Messi has achieved right now, Pele has won the World Cup before 3 times, almost 2 times.
Yeah.
He has been fantastic. Maradona single-handedly took them to the World Cup in 1986. So apart from the records, is there anything Messi is doing or Ronaldo is doing right now that makes them the greatest of all time? Because, you know, one person cannot... From report, these are report bases, I'm telling you, that cannot hold on to the greatest of all time. Apart from, if Messi did not win the World Cup, do you think he's still the greatest of all time or one of the greatest of all time?
Well, if you look at football generally, like soccer players, if you look at the ball skills, the way they perform on the pitch, and then, the image, because Messi, for me personally, I go for, Maradona, the late Maradona, because of his skills, great play, winning the World Cup, for me personally. Because if you now look at comparison, the both of them, Messi, maybe Ronaldo, you can see that they have different types of football styles, the way they play. Because Messi is attacking midfielder, play from 10, and then Ronaldo is, a winger or a striker, playing up front. So generally, if I want to categorize them, I will say, for me, I will choose, because Messi, if you look Pele and if you look at Maradona, they won World Cup. And they're winning world best players just in few occasions. And Messi have done it all. So I don't think there's anybody in football that would just want to compare Messi and any other player, even Maradona. Maradona himself, before his demise, Maradona is one of the players we cherish in the world football. And then he respects Messi, because Messi is an idol in football in the world. So winning those laurels, I think he deserves it. He's just the best. For me, he's one of the greatest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people want to use the title one of the greatest rather than giving a title to one particular person, because this argument has caused a lot of confusions. It has caused a lot of disharmony among people. Do you think we should save this argument by saying Messi is one of the greatest of all time, Ronaldo is one of the greatest of all time, Pele is one of the greatest of all time, and Maradona, and likewise? Because in all what we've said, there's no particular one that's created everlasting football style. We have Zagallo, made by Zagallo. We have the Johan Cruyff style. Messi doesn't have a kind of style that has been, we can say, okay, it's Messi that brought about these skills. So do you think he should just hold on to the greatest of all time or one of the greatest of all time?
Yeah, he should hold on to one of the greatest of all time. If you talk about skills, like the styles, you're talking Zagallo, all those players. If you look at Messi is, the acceleration. He has this acceleration. The football, is being, he keeps to the ball, to his feet. So that's what makes him a genuine. He keeps the ball to his feet, and then, he accelerates with football, with the ball, to his feet, and it's hard for you to bring him down. So he's one of the players, very strong physically, and then mentally, and then any challenges, he can face it. He's so strong. For me, he's just too great. When I watch like videos of Pele, watch Maradona, then I look at, he's similar like Maradona, but himself, Messi, is a wonder. He's just wonderful. So I don't know the English I can use to compare Messi, because Messi is just wonderful. It's amazing with speed.
Do you think, let me cut you short on that, do you think it's the World Cup win that probably must have spawned this issue of Messi, the greatest of all time?
Yeah.
Is it because he won the World Cup, or is it because if he hasn't won the World Cup, there won't be this argument? But let me not take your mind to what Sunday Ulysses said, the former Super Eagles goalkeeper, coach, former midfielder for the Super Eagles. He said Pele is the greatest of all time. What do you think, as a football administrator and a player, what do you think that the criteria you think Olise must have said that Pele is the greatest of all time, instead of your own Messi, or instead of some people's opinion about Ronaldo?
Well, football, we've got each player with their opinion. This is my own opinion. Like, if you talk about Sondolisa.
Yeah, what do you think must have been? Look at Pele, what he has done for Brazil.
Yeah, Pele.
What do you think must have been that thing?
Pele at 17 years old, he was magical, Being, he's one of the greatest, Pele. I've watched the video. I didn't watch him playing, but I watched the replay. I go through or search. Pele is wonderful. I watch his speed. I watch his skills. He's more or less like all this kind of maybe Ronaldo of today. I think the way he plays is so. Yeah, it's more or less like the Ronaldos. So when you talk about when Sondolisa is mentioned about his, I'm talking about Pele. Pele has a pedigree. He's great. He's wonderful. He won the World Cup, I think. Yeah, he won the World Cup twice, I think. Then he's a phenomenal. And then don't forget, when you talk about all this Pele, some other, there's Ronaldo of Brazil. Ronaldo is one of the greatest. Delima. These are great players who take people on. These are players that you cannot write them off. These are also great, So I think when Olisa is talking about Pele, I think
Pele 3 World Cup.
For him, Pele 3 World Cup, winning 3 World Cup, so it's a record. But in terms of winning world best player 6 times, we should also give a kudos to Messi. That's for me. World Cup is the highest.
Some said to every generation should have his own world best. You cannot tell the generation of Pele should want to vote for Messi.
Compared to Messi, yes, because this is a new generation. And if you look at the football have changed. Scientifically, different areas, football have gone wide, like compared to olden days, So, but if you look at Pele, look at Messi, you will discover that Messi have created and make an impact. The way he plays football is magical. Like I remember, I read an article.
Others are not magical?
They are magical too, but winning 6 best players, that's what I'm trying to.
That the world best player of the year is the criteria.
6 times, it's criteria, because nobody have done this. For the past many years, nobody have done this. If you watch who has won it, nobody. So this is something a record cannot, it's just Ronaldo coming up. So
How about the 4 Champions League back-to-back Real Madrid with Ronaldo? They won the Champions League back-to-back. Nobody has done that, and Ronaldo is instrumental.
Yeah, this is a personal award and team collectively from each team. They are playing one of the best teams in the world. So if Ronaldo won maybe Champions League back-to-back, because they assembled the best players in Real Madrid.
Different clubs. So the argument is this. For every argument you have for Ronaldo, there's also a counter-argument against it. For every argument you have for Messi, somebody else will bring something that Messi doesn't have.
Yeah. Yeah, when you...
So why don't you just realize that these guys are just great players instead of giving one person your own opinion, instead of giving one person the title, which is not a title, because it's not a title backed by the law, a title given by any football governing body. Even it's just a coined economy, you understand, being given, because nobody has used that except Muhammad Ali, who said he's the greatest of all time in boxing. So there's going to be arguments over and over. For us to continue, not to continue this argument,